guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lilian Judy and this is Engineering Life with Lilian Judy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for those who have subscribed. If you haven't, go do that now. So this channel basically just shares all things engineering, life, and my personal experience as a woman in STEM. And so today I wanted to touch base on co-ops and internships. And I know it's co-op season, it's internship season, the summer is here. You know, people are working already, or some are still actively trying to find something for the fall. So I wanted to share my personal experience with doing an internship and a co-op. So I was privileged enough to do one co-op and one internship, and I also did, for my senior design projects, I worked with a company. So I kind of had three company experiences before I started, you know, looking for a job and actually entering into the workforce. And I'm a huge advocate for internships and co-ops because I feel like that was the one thing that really helped me, or helped solidify myself when it came to, you know, looking for a job when I finally graduated. For those who don't know, co-op is basically, I think it stands for cooperative education. So it's kind of part of the curriculum where you get to work with a company whilst you're still in school. And most of the time co-ops are 6 months long, or some are even 9 months. And I know some can be 3 months, but those are very rare. It's very hard to get those ones. And my co-op, I didn't know my school was offering a co-op program until someone mentioned it to me. And so I kind of started looking into that because I really wanted to get hands-on experience. And yes, we have like labs and stuff that we do in school, but I feel like the co-op really gives you like real life experience. Like you actually get to feel and know why you're doing what you're doing, and actually apply the concepts and the techniques you've learned in school in an actual company basically. And I know, like for my school at least, you know, even when it comes to homework and projects and stuff, they are real life examples, but it's very different if you're just like conceptualizing everything versus actually seeing what you're doing. And so I was privileged enough to be able to get into this class. For co-op, you have to do a class before you can actually go out on co-op. And that class is basically, it teaches you how to edit your resume. It teaches you how to negotiate. It teaches you like the basic things you need to know. And so I took that class, and after that we did like a fall, actually it was a fall career fair, and I went, and then I was privileged enough to get a job offer, and I interviewed with them. I think I had 2 interviews with them. It's a packaging company, and I interviewed and I got the job, and I was supposed to start in February of the next year. And so the job kind of asked me if I had a car, because I had to commute and actually go live close to, so the job offer came with housing, so I had to go move close to the company. And at that time I just needed a job, so I was like, yeah. Meanwhile, I didn't have, you know, anything, and I already had an apartment I was living in, so I kind of had to move out of my apartment. But I couldn't find anyone to fill the space, so I kept both apartments, which was very pricey, but it was a cost that I was willing to bear because at the end of the day I was able to get all the skills I needed, and I still had a place to move back to. So yes, it was very costly for me. The pay I was receiving was literally going towards paying my rent in my actual apartment. And that experience was very eye-opening, and I think that was the first time that I ever experienced some of the struggles that women in STEM experience. And an example would be, I was working with this guy, and you know, they kind of gave us a project to work on, and he basically just told me, he was like, you know what, you work on the PowerPoint, I would do the actual work. And I was like, wait, we're on the same level, we're being told what to do, we are, you know, we are basically studying the same thing. So what makes you feel like you are in a better position to do the actual work and I can just handle the PowerPoints, which seemed like a lesser task at the time. And so, you know, I basically initially told him that no, we can both do half and half. You can do your half and then work on the presentation for that. I can do my half and then work on the presentation for that. So at that time, I really had to stand my ground and make sure that he knows that I'm also worthy enough to be able to do the work that we've been told to do. And that was really the beginning of me realizing my position as a woman in STEM. And so that co-op was very eye-opening for me, because I remember at the end of the co-op, you kind of have to do an assessment with your boss. And I remember he mentioned something to me. He was like, in my review, he was like, oh, I interviewed very confidently and everything, but when I started working, he didn't see that. Like, because the truth is, when I started working, I struggled with imposter syndrome. I was very intimidated. It was just me. I was the only female on my team. In the entire packaging department, it was just me, you know? So it was very intimidating. I questioned what I knew. I questioned my intelligence. I just questioned everything. And so I just had to, you know, kind of come out of that. And it took, the co-op was 6 months. It took me like the first 3 months to really come out of my shell. And by the time I did that, you know, the co-op was rounding up basically. And so that was the biggest, that was something that I wish I could go back and change. Like, you know, just really start off very confident. And, but then I really learned a lot about, you know, just working in corporate America, just really understanding what it entails and everything. And it was a successful co-op, and I gained the experience I needed. And when I applied for a summer internship the following year, because they saw that I had experience from this company, they went ahead to even interview me. That was because they just wanted to see something on my resume showing that, oh, this girl has actually had work experience. And that second internship, because this was my second time round, I kind of got a car this time because I had to commute as well. And it was different because it wasn't just me. They had a bunch of interns, and we all had an intern room where we sat in. So I didn't feel alone, and the initial intimidation, the initial fear was gone, because the intern room, even though I was the only black person in the room, it was mixed. There were a bunch of women in there, whether they were in accounting or they were doing like graphic design, whatever, like or even I think there was also a bunch of other engineers actually. But I was able to, you know, connect with them, and, you know, we could kind of bounce off each other. And so that was really eye-opening for me, and I really enjoyed it. But that internship also went ahead to be what allowed me to get interviews when I was actually applying for jobs, because they saw that, oh, this girl worked here, and, you know, she gained this experience. And so if you're a student, I encourage you, from your sophomore year, start getting internships, start looking at co-ops, because that is what is going to set you apart from everybody else. And you don't want to get to the end and not have any industry experience on your resume. Yes, you may have the grades, but they do want to see internship experience. So use this as, you know, the inspiration you need to really make sure that at least you have one under your belt, you know. And outside of, you know, getting that experience, you can just, you working in the industry, you tend to build up your network, you gain contacts, you make the right connections that could even end up coming in handy when you are finally applying for jobs. So I hope this helped you. I hope this encouraged you. I hope this motivated you. And if you guys have any questions about my co-op or internship experience, definitely drop a comment below. Let me know any questions you may have, and I would be happy to support you, be happy to share any information I have. As always, thank you guys for watching this video. Share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.